All right. So what I'm about to explain to you, I already know. Most people won't get it, but some of you will. And for those who don't, it's completely okay. Because I can promise you, by the end of this video, you will have the complete explanation, understanding, and blueprint for your spiritual breakthrough this year, 2026. So ready or not, here it comes. Let's go. Of life and death lies both within the power of your tongue. Life and death, meaning the things that you say positive versus the things that you say negative to yourself and to others, verbally and internally. It lies within the power of your tongue. You may not speak it out loud, but the things that you think, the things that you feel, they have power. And the more you say it to yourself, the more it would become. That's why I know for sure that this is going to be your breakthrough, because we are going to first discover why are we so prone to mean one thing, pray for one thing, and then think and feel another. Complete opposite. There are three truths in this world that we actually live by, whether you know it or not. One is the universal truth. Secondly is the relatable truth. Thirdly is your personal truth. Now, we all know what the universal truth is, right? You go back to the Bible, from the way he created the world, the space, the stars, all of these things, right? The waters and the fish and the fowls of the air, the birds, all the way down to the cattle and the insects before he created man. Man meaning the spiritual being, not male and female, man, right? So when you're talking about man, he says, let us create man in our own image. He's talking about, let me create this spiritual being in my image, my imagination, right? That's the whole core point of it. What's my imagination? My likeness. That means not only are we of God, but we're also like gods. That's why Jesus said, do ye not know that ye are gods? Because we are. So therefore, if we are one with God, then we are one with all of creation that God has created. All creation of God. Everything is one. That's the universal truth. That is undeniable. See, there are certain truths, plural, and then there's the truth, irrefutable, undeniable truth. And that's the universal truth. No matter where you find it, it always comes right back to one. Everything, the positive and the negative, the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs, the abstraction and extraction, all of these things, whether you want to place it or not, believe it or not, it all comes back to one, because one created it. And then there's the relatable truth. How does that relate to us? Because if we are all part of God's creation, then we must be one with his creation as well. That's when he was talking about what is his likeness, what is his standards, what are his laws that protect all of his creation. This is where we are implicated. This is where we are included. There are laws that protect the entire universe. The moon doesn't crash down. There are enough people talking about save the planets and save the trees and all that stuff like that. This stuff been here before us, and it will be here after us, trust me, until God says that it's time for it to go. And God's not going to say it's time for it to go until his creation has no more need or use for it. But as long as there is a need for it, it will always be, because that was the last command, to be, right? So that is the relatable truth, how it relates to us. And then there's your personal truth. See, this is where we have the problems in our life, because a lot of truths we can't relate to. See, we know that God is God. We know that God created us. You can say that. People go to church and say it all the time, to the mosque, to all different types of sanctuaries in the world. We can always see this supernatural being that holds our entire destiny in his hands. But we cannot connect it to us as though it's like a separate entity. But once you learn to combine that entity as if you also hold those same individual powers within you and those same laws that protect those individual powers, not just within you, but around you and through you, permeating and penetrating, operating and protecting and providing all of these different things. Once you understand that that's a part of you, that's also in you. What's in God on a larger macro level is also within you on a micro level. Once you understand that, then you will understand that you have power to claim things and speak those powers that are already protected. You ain't got to wish. You don't have to hope. You don't have to understand. You don't have to wait. You don't have to want. You just be, because it's already there. The things that became because there were certain laws in this universe that not only created it, but protected its creation, just like us. God didn't have to come back down here to the world to remake the trees every spring. It just does. The flowers don't bloom on cue. It just does. Babies don't have to ask to come. If you do what you do, baby gonna come. It just does. How do you know? Because it is. Things cannot be explained because they don't need explaining. Things just need to be believed. We don't plant a seed into the ground and go outside every day to see if it's growing or not. No. We know that once we put that seed into the ground, there's a certain spiritual law that operates and protects and then justifies its inception. It justifies it. And when it serves its inception and the justification, you get manifestation. Let me say it again. When you get the inception, right? The inception, whatever that is, that's the subjective meeting the objective. That means once you plant that objective, whatever that object is, that seed into the subjective, which is the fertile soil, the spiritual permeate, the spiritual atmosphere that we see around us, this whole entire atmosphere, when you put it into the air, when you put it into the atmosphere, the spiritual atmosphere, it has no choice but to obey the laws that protect it. And that's where you and I come in, my friend. Because now we have to understand, what is it that keeps you from accomplishing the things that you need to accomplish in this world? We are missing some steps here. The first step that we need to do, we're going to make this the year of no more disempowering words. And I'm serious. I'm talking about no more disempowering words. Things that goes against your belief, like want, I hope, I wish, I wait, maybe. Because every time you say those words, you are taking the power out of your hands again. You are claiming, but you turn back around and disclaiming that same power all over again. I want. And what does the universe do? Constantly put you into the state of wanting. Constantly put you into the state of wishing. Constantly put you into the state of hoping. Constantly put you into the state of waiting. All of those things because you spoke it to be so. It is a seed. It didn't know that you didn't mean it or not. It's a seed. And whenever that seed is planted, it's going to continue to grow. It just knows to do. That's what laws do. They are impersonal. They are irrefutable with no perspectives of persons. That's what the law does. Irrefutable, impersonal, no perspectives of persons. So when you speak it, it just knows to do. Just like God did, because he created you in his image and his likeness. So he said, when I speak, the people that I create, the man that I create, my spiritual man that we create is going to have the same exact power to speak it into existence. And it's going to become, because I said it so, because I'm going to impart myself inside of them. That's what he did. God imparted himself inside of you. He didn't go up to this big old place in the sky. He didn't go way up there and just say, call me when you need me. No, I'm imparting myself within you. Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
I didn't want to scare you.
No. You're not scary. Y'all have a good night. So he didn't say part himself. God imparted himself within you. So therefore, you will have the words to speak those powers over yourself, over the creation. That's what this is about. Speak over the creation. Speak over your life this year. Stop using disempowering words. As a matter of fact, I want you to cut them out. And anybody else that is around you to say, you know what? I'm not wanting anymore. I'm going to start saying that I will. I'm not going to say wait. I'm not going to say wish. I'm going to say I can, because I am. Because when you say that I will, that means I am. Because God is the great I am. You are the smaller I am. God is the great I am. He is the source. And when we access into it, when we access into him, we become the resource. You understand how that works? See, God needs us in order to use all of these resources that he created on this earth. That is the relatable truth. That is your personal truth. He created all of this stuff for you to enjoy. You got other people around you using it. This iPhone that I'm talking on right now is created from the same thing that is in this earth. Ain't nothing different, nothing new under the sun. Do you understand me? There is nothing new under the sun. So when you speak it with power, speak it with conviction. Prepare yourself for the new coming. Prepare yourself for the new beginning. Prepare yourself for the higher dimension. Prepare. That's the only job we got. That's why I say faith without works is dead. That's your work. Prepare. Prepare for what you prayed for, what you believe in. Prepare for that seed the same way you plant that seed into the ground. Same way. Same way you plant that seed into the ground. You just prepare for it. You go and buy your little flower pots and your little garden fence and stuff like that. Why? The garden ain't even here yet, but you're preparing for it because you know it's gonna come. It might not come today. It might not come tomorrow, but you know it's gonna come. Why? Because you know that there's a law that protects the seed. That's where we are in this world, in this life. Speak power. Start speaking it. Start speaking it because you are protected. Your words are protected. The words that you say to yourself. And if you are born like I was, in an environment that was filled with limiting beliefs, work on yourself this year. See, God, I want to work on it. I want to learn to change my speech. Not just my speech verbally, but my speech internally when I go to sleep at night. I want to change my speech. The things that I do. The things I do that I say to myself, the things that I watch. I want to change the people that I hang around. As a matter of fact, if I really love them and I find them speaking disempowering words, I want to help to change theirs. As a matter of fact, I want you to share this. Share this into that. Put it into the atmosphere. Claim it right now. Don't wait. Claim it right now. Claim it. Say, this year is mine. Whatever you want, it will happen. I am. It will. It will. It will. It will. I will. It will. And so it is.